Why was that so fucking hard for me? And yeah, I know, I have the last tier of magical weapons and the last tier of magical armor, and I'm not designing a unit to use it on. I really don't need to, as well as the fact that they cost a lot of crystal. So I wouldn't be able to have them. Plus 2 material to each city, 2000 gilder, or 5 gilder per material. That's what you get on a level 5 city. You can have one of these, and I'm going for the Guild Tribunal. Lots more production for all of my cities. It's kind of great. You should try it sometime. Alright. Here we have an item, Silver Goblet. 50% poison resistance if you equip it. That's a decent item. What do we have in here? We have a monster. It wants to attack us. Quite a few monsters, actually. We have some stone golems, some Umberdroth, and some more stone golems and Umberdroth. Alright. My dragons are continuously leveling up, as you can see, so they're getting to be almost unkillable, let's just say. Because with each level up they gain 8 HP. Let's see, what can we do here? Something like that. Oh wow, the Umberdroth actually survived that. Good for them. Good for them. Not gonna help them survive the entire battle, but they survived Dragon's Fire. That's gotta count for something, right? So, what was I summoning? An Earth Elemental, okay. That's what I was doing. I thought I was casting Diamond Skin, but that was not the case. There you go. I don't think I needed to cast Diamond Skin there. Probably unnecessary. I'll get over it. Stone Golem, how dare you? You're not allowed to survive when I attack you. There you go. That's a good golem. Good golems die when you attack them. Unless it's golems that you own. Then the good golems don't die when they get attacked. Crushing Blow. Yes, please. Kohan, you can have Merchant 2 just because. And we're going to auto-resolve that battle. What do we have here? Magnar himself? Well then. Well then indeed. To scroll up. Dragon, don't auto-move. It's still bad. The gate is unchanged from your last visit, unchanged since the days Samara held it open so the Darklings could escape. Looking closely at the other side of the gate, you can see Darkling footprints in the dry ground. Hopefully that means the shaman was telling the truth. I guess it just didn't give us the message or something? You recite the spell and it echoes out like a tiny hammer striking a bell. The gate shudders as the enchantments lift and swings slowly open. All the light around you dims as the sun passes behind the clouds through the sky, though the sky is clear. The stench of dried bones, dust, and something you don't recognize floats down around you. The ways open. Well then. I am going to wait for dragon reinforcements before I go in there. Because I have prior knowledge of the game and I know what's in there. So these guys are actually going to turn around and move over there in the turns to come. Sure, let's have peace. I have decided I'm going to win this game in another way. Guild Warehouse will be fine. You guys are still trying to do stuff. That is so cute. Magnar! Here's Dragon! You resisted the fear. Good for you. Can you resist the fire breath? You can? Awesome! You actually get to fight with my dragon. Not many people get to do that. There you go. You did good. You survived a full 2 turns against him. You must be proud. Yes, you must. Yes, you must. There's no getting around it. You actually have to be. It's compulsory. Alright. Another level 5. More productions, please. You're not finished building. God fucking damn it. Whatever. I don't care about them. They can take that city all they want. You guys are all building still? Good, 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 good. Alright. You. Get down towards the gates. We have a mission to do down here. Dragon, you can capture city, right? Oh, right. I forgot. I made peace with her. Oh, well. Do you want peace, Magnar? I'd totally give you peace. You can give me your gold. If that makes you feel any better. There we go. Peace! Gildan, you have been pestering me for peace for... Oh, wow. Yeah, they really want peace. Okay. Really? You're not gonna give... Okay, whatever. Just peace. Peace, peace, peace. Because I'm about to just rock this. There isn't anything else I need to do here. I have one. I could so easily just capture everything, every single city, but I have decided that that would be just too much hassle, and it's not worth it. You guys go over here. Misfortunes, go over here. God fucking damn it, game. Mort, there we go. Cohen, I'm afraid you're not going to be able to be part of this, because I have other plans. The Emperor himself, along with a few virgins, are going to take the place of those guys. And now we are going inside. And next turn we'll be able to find out what's on the other side of the gate that we had to kill a Darkling Shaman to open. There you go, into the city with you. Everything done? I don't even. Just click away. There we go. Right, research stuff. I actually have to do this. And just do that. This gate appears similar to the first, but where the first was accustomed to being open, this one hasn't been opened in centuries. Iron joints are joined together by time. The spells are the same, changing from a bending of reality to an immutable law as firm as those that mandate that the earth is beneath the sky or that heat comes from fire. You try the shaman spell, but it has no effect. Your spells and weapons do nothing. You examine the runes and enchantments, but they are the same as those of the first gate. There's blood here, one of your soldiers says as he examines the gate. You're about to look when a black arm reaches through the gate and grabs him. It pulls him tight against the gate with long, thin claws. that are easily able to wrap around his neck. You grab the creature's wrist with one hand and draw your weapon with the other. You can see unholy blue-lit eyes within the darkness and teeth that curl into an inhuman smile. "You are not darklings," it whispers. "And you're about to lose your claw," you say. The demon lets go and your soldier falls to the ground coughing and wheezing. "What is beyond this gate?" you ask. "Death, hunger, emptiness," the demon smiles. "The power to rule this world." You hear a distant roar from within the cave, like a dragon a world away, or maybe it is just the wind rushing through the valley. What is that? The echo of a former mortal. Someone who stood against Kurgan and was sent here to die, but still lingers on. "Samara?" you ask. The demon's grin disappears. The Darkling's faith, all faith, is a lie, and At that, the demon slips back into the darkness. Nothing else approaches the gate. Maybe some sleep will clear your mind. That is my quest. Go to sleep. Okay. Let's go to sleep. Go to sleep. Storms rage in your dream. Bursts of lightning reveal a battlefield littered with corpses. Around you, but always just out of your line of sight, powerful men, maybe gods, wage war. When you awake, the world is the opposite of your dreams. It is a quiet morning, heavy with dew and the sweet air of spring. Your soldiers are already preparing breakfast, and you sit down by the one that was attacked by the demon. You can still see red welts on his throat from the claws. "Are you better?" you ask. "Yes, my lord," he says. "I think I know what we have to do next," you say. "Forgive me, my lord, but maybe the gate is best left closed, if the demon should escape. Behind the gate lies the power to challenge the Titans. I won't let someone else claim it, or hope that if we ignore it everyone else will too. And now my dreams lead me to it. I will not back away. Find the battlefield." I was really hoping the game would center me on it, but there we go. That's where we need to go next, so let's go over there. Dragon, if you can make it down here, I would appreciate it. I should probably name my dragons, actually. Though I don't really know what I would name the dragons. So I'm just gonna leave them as fell dragons. Let's see, how far can you move this turn? I think we might be able to join this dragon into the army before we do the final thing of the quest. Getting through the second gate? Yeah. It has been centuries since a battle happened here, but you are sure that this was the place you dreamed of. Though the ground is bare, even green in some places, there are the remnants of war buried in the dirt. Shattered bones, steel fragments and scales. I think this is where Samara challenged Kurgan, you say. You search the battlefield, but there is nothing left of value. Generations of looters have been through here collecting anything of value, and then coming back and taking all the worthless stuff too. After a long day's search, you make camp and sleep. Again the dreams come, again there is a war, but this time you see who is waging it. Titans and men, fallen and monsters, and dragons who soar and rise through the skies, breathing flame. Dragons who fall before the might of Kurgan and his great maul, the maul that can shatter mountains with a single blow. When you wake, you know where it is. Let's find it. It's all the way over there. In an ogre's lair, apparently. I'm sorry, Drake Slayers, but we've got an actual dragon here that needs to take your place in the army. Because dragon. There we go. And you can just... I'm gonna upgrade your weaponry just because I can, and then we'll move you up to here actually. There we go. That's another turn. This quest does take a while. There's a lot of hoops to jump through in order to get it done. So we're gonna do it. Wormberg, you can be a town just because I said so. I don't even care about that. Why am I clicking on it? I just don't know. Alright. Down to here we go. And what do we find? Nobody knows. There are few creatures as powerful and cruel as an ogre. Created by the Titans for war, they were well suited for their task, and have little talent for anything else. As you watch a small tribe of them eats, sleeps, and grunts violently at each other, sitting quietly, face permanently pitched into a skull, is an almost white ogre nearly the size of a small cottage. He looks old, but his arms have not withered with age, and his skin is not worn or grey. His age is in his eyes. He fought in the battle you dreamed of, and has battled ever since. Fought drakes, fought slags, and garrots, fought earth elementals and golems, and fought the younger ogres that were foolish enough to challenge him. Resting easily on his lap, with his massive right hand wrapped around it, is the maul you dreamed of. His fingers have nearly grown together. It is as much a part of him as his foot, and he is as unlikely to give it up. Let's attack. Yes, yes, yes. There's a battle to be had here. And everyone gets feared because 3 dragons. Yes. Backs the ogre. And actually my virgin sisters are moving before my dragons are. But I'm pretty sure the dragons have more damage than them. Just gonna put that one out there. Probably have a bit more damage to them. Not enough to kill a bone ogre in one hit, but still good damage. Let's see, can we get over to Bax with a flame? Yes, we can. He's the one I'm afraid of. He can actually do decent damage. So I'm going to spend my fire breaths as much as I can doing damage to him. There we go. Critical kills them in one hit. That's good. You should probably do a flame dart. Another 20 damage. Dragon Commander, what do you have for me? Confusion, Cloak of Fear, Diamond Skin, Fracture, Giant Form. Not really anything that just does damage, so I wonder if I can pull of the earth on him. I don't think it works. Nope, he's too big. Can't crush him. But it was worth a try. There we go. And now my dragons get to move again. Although one of them was not able to actually attack, I think we can still do this. There we go. All things considered, it is a pretty epic quest. Then again, it is the quest to win the game, so you would expect it to be quite a good, solid quest. Defense when defending? No. Just do Obsidian Guard. That'll be fine. There's the second gate. Kurgan's Hammer, the hammer of a god. Pity the army that will cower before it. It does a bit of damage. Does a little bit of damage. It does quite a lot of bit of damage, more than the sword that I currently have. It's also two-handed. So, can't use my shield anymore. That's fine. And obviously Emperor Acciyn needs to have that weapon, because come on, it's the weapon of the gods. Who else is going to wield that, really? Stolat has finished Forge of the Overlord, and just to reiterate here, there is no spell. Nope. I don't have the spell of making, because I disabled that. And next turn we can open the second gate. God damn it. Yes, research. I'm done with it. Really don't need it anymore either. Refine attack, because I can. There's no sound, no demons that you can see behind the gate. It still smells like a grave. Your soldiers fidget nervously as you approach. Demons? Samara? Anyone? You call, no response. Knock knock, you say under your breath as you lift Kurjan's hammer over your head. In one long swing you bring it down against the gate. A crack of thunder echoes through the valley. The gate explodes off of its hinges and bounces away into the darkness. For a second nothing happens. Then the darkness comes at you. Demons! One of your men screams. You strike at them with your hammer, but they rush by too quickly. Free, one cries. After so long, we're free at last. It does not take long for them to all pass by, leaving a path of devastation in their wake, wounding soldiers, including the man who had been attacked earlier, the one who cautioned you against opening the gate. You exchange a glance with him before turning back. The way into the pit lies open before you. Time to finish this. Pit of Lost Voices, the Crucible of Death. As you step through the gate, a black mist rises up from the ground. Voices rise with it. Whispered entreaties for mercy, prayers for forgiveness, screams of pain. What is this place? One of your men asks, his own voice quaking. Where are all the noises coming from? He is not the only one scared. Others cast nervous glances as well. Your own heart is racing. You swallow your fear and take in your surroundings. The cataclysm savaged much of Elemental. You have seen wasteland before, but never land as broken as this. Rocks burned black by energies too awesome to contemplate. Crags of huge broken stone, a monstrous hole gouged deep into the ground. The pit of lost voices, you say quietly. Oh, they're not lost. You can hear them, can't you? The voice comes from somewhere before you. You squint into the mist and see a figure approaching. Samara? Samara, you ask. Samara? The figure laughs. No, Samara was a demon, and a weak demon at that. So weak that he took pity on the darklings that were to be sacrificed in this pit and help them escape. He thought to make them into an army to rise up and crown himself Lord of Imperium. Do you know how many followed him when the time came to fight? I do not, you say as the figure steps closer, still hidden by the mist, but it is monstrously tall and hideously misshapen. Your hands tighten upon your weapon. None, the voice answers. Out of the 1,000 Samara saved, none stood with him in the end. He stood alone, and I killed him. Behind you, one of your men screams. You turn just in time to see something pull him into the darkness of the mist, and his screams suddenly stop. You will die here, the voice says. Excepting you, Lord, if you kneel right now and present me the hammer, I will allow you to join my service. Show yourself, you command. And at that instant the mist clears, and you and every one of your soldiers gasp. You are looking at a man seated atop a dragon's back. In his hands he holds a scepter with a blue stone glowing atop it. "I'm well, ogre," he says. "You do not recognize me. You do not recognize me from your dreams? From the field of the fallen? It was I who sent your visions. Dreams of the maul. The dreams that led you to the only weapon that could free me from this prison." The dragon breathes fire and incinerates a half-dozen men. A dozen more break and run for the gate. The rest of your army follow, ignoring your cries to stand and fight. "Just what happened to Samara," Loga says. "Now, get out of my way, or die." I could flee and abandon the quest, or attack. I'm going to attack. Because no matter what the flavor text says, I still have my army here. And there's a bug that makes the resist thing just constantly keep going. Because I think this guy is just not... You're not able to fear him, pretty much, as far as I know. But we're going to do some decent damage to him. I mean, he has one dragon, I have 3. I think I got this. His dragon, 540 HP. It's a bit more than mine have. I'll grant you that. But I'm pretty sure I have the damage I need to deal with this guy. He is preparing to cast a spell. I should have a counter spell, right? Fracture, shockwave. Guess you don't. Diamond skin myself. There we go. Virgin Sisters, advance and attack. See, it doesn't do too much damage to us. We'll be fine. I am a bit concerned about the spell he is trying to cast, though. You should definitely have something for that, right? Spell Leech. Disrupt an enemy spell. A spell an enemy unit is casting unless they resist. If successful, it grants me 40 mana. He's probably going to resist this, but it's worth a try. Yeah, he resisted. It might be that he has like 100% spell resistance. Okay. Diamond skin. There we go. I don't think I can slow him either. Nope. So we're just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. He did heal most of the damage I did to him, which is unfortunate. But, actually killed one of my dragons there, that's no good. Giant form. I do think I should be able to do this. I don't think he can cast that spell again anytime soon. Because that would just be too powerful. Too damn powerful. That did no damage at all. There we go, 57 damage. More fire breath. This is a really tough battle. I Like, you really need to get here prepared, and that was a really good critical. I like that. Can you giant form yourself before going into battle? That'd be great. Getting stunned every time you attack him is kind of ridiculous, though. Unless they resist. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Just gonna attack. That actually killed him. I don't know what killed that dragon. But apparently he also does some sort of retaliation damage. I actually have no idea what happened there. Maybe it's his one retaliation because he's wearing a sword, or using a sword, and the animation just didn't happen. Could be it. That hurts, but you're pretty much dead. Goodbye. Denizen of the Wildlands champion, you're dead. You killed 2 of my dragons, you got Dragon Commander, and I lost 2 Virgin Sister units. Oh yeah, and you can see, whatever. Fire Archmage, not really necessary. Watermaster, just do Defender because you can. Dragon Commander Mort is now missing an ear. What? That's all he got. The Dragon Lord is dead. You stand over Werloga's body and pry the scepter from his grasp. The instant you touch it, you see them in your mind. The dragons. All of them remaining in the world. There in the north, the storm dragons, 6 of them, hibernating in a hidden cave not far from Isamer. And there, in the westlands outside Syndrome, a fell dragon, ancient beyond belief, its mind filled with images not just Kurgan, but Peridon himself, the first titan to stride this world. And there, hidden in the dunes of the Fist, 2 male Ashwake dragons, most powerful of their kind, feasting upon the remnants of a merchant lord's army. You see them all, and dozens, perhaps hundreds like them, and they see you. This is the power the demon spoke of, the greatest power left in this world, the power Samara sought, the power Werloga possessed. It does not matter now how many of your soldiers died, or how many remain. This scepter alone gives you power enough to rule Elemental. Your grip tightens upon it. The stone glows an even more brilliant blue. You feel them coming now, the dragons. You imagine the skies darkening at their approach, armies trembling at the sound of the beating of their wings. None can stand before them, and now none can stand before you. Through the Scepter of Dominion, you can feel the connection with all the creatures of Elemental. With it, no enemy can stand against Craxus. The age of war is past, and now Emperor Acciyn is free to shape Elemental to his will. We're done. Here you can see our population graph. We did pretty good, and towards the mid-game, sort of. Took us about 100 years. God. That's a lot. Towards the mid-game, I just shot up in population. I think this is around the time when Yithril declared war on me, and I just stomped them into the ground. Yeah, somewhere around there. So this is just me expanding, and then over here we started going to war, took out Ythril, and then just everyone else got obliterated. Income-wise, I was never really the top there. Mana, on the other hand, yeah, I had the lead for most of that. Research, as you can see, I was sort of on par with the AI until around here, just before the war started, and then I just shot way away from them. And by the time that I had finished off Ythril, there was just no stopping me. The AI was just too far behind me in terms of my research that they couldn't keep up. And might, I had quite a bit of it. You, like this mysterious, transcendent figure, have mastered the world and all the things that dwell upon it. Your word is more akin to sacred commandment than secular law. You are more akin to a god than a man. Draginal's very existence is little more than rumor. His name appears but a handful of times in the Journal of Oranus, a Kendar scholar who served Esmir the scribe on the Long March. His physical appearance is only hinted at therein, never described. He is variously referred to as one of the destiny, okay, and as separate from them, a being of spirit and energy, radiant with power. A single sketch of him, provenance unknown, exists in the library at New Peridon. 87 years, I had 7,482 population, Master Quest victory, 12,000 points, game length, almost 24 hours. And now we get some credits. So, that's it. Fallen Enchantress, done. A resounding victory for me, the Emperor of Praxis. And I really like the game. I mean, it suffers from the same thing that every game like this suffers from, in that when you get to a position where you're more or less just guaranteed to win the game, it's all about cleanup, and the cleanup can be quite tedious, especially for me, who likes to play on really huge maps. So that can become an issue. As for my play, I think I could have done this on a much higher difficulty level, and that might have been more interesting for everyone involved. For me as a challenge, and for you guys watching, just as seeing me do stuff that's actually a bit challenging for me. As far as the game itself, I have to say that I much more enjoy the standalone expansion, which is Fallen Enchantress Legendary Heroes, and I did want to play that instead of this, but when I started recording this series, Legendary Heroes kept crashing on me, and I could only play for like an hour at a time before it started crashing. Now, I have been playing it for a little bit, and it still crashes from time to time, but it's much more stable now for me, so I'm very interested in doing a playthrough of that as well. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it right after this, or if I'm ever actually going to do it, although I probably am, because I really feel like I want to. But there might be something in between, just to get me off of Fallen Enchantress, and get me doing something else. Or maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, I really like this game, and if it's your kind of game, this sort of empire building, civilization like 4X strategy type thing, I could definitely recommend this game to you. However, I would suggest that you take a look at Legendary Heroes as well, because it fixes a lot of the problems that I have with the just regular Fallen Enchantress game. This game, that is. For one thing, you're allowed to build roads, which is a really big deal, at least for me, because, well, as you could see in some of the places in this playthrough, the road construction, when it's just automatic from your city, in between your cities and from cities to outposts, you can't really always get city placements or road placements how you want them to be. The AI in that game seems better. I say that game, it's more like a standalone expansion, but I'm gonna say that game anyway when I'm referring to Legendary Heroes, because it is different enough that I would say that it's definitely a standalone in its own right. They also removed the influence system and replaced it with a fame system, which in my opinion works a lot better. For one thing, you can't do what I did here in this playthrough and just trade away influence willy-nilly and get a bunch of resources from the AI. So, and that's actually a good thing, at least in my opinion, because it's an exploit, and while I don't particularly like the existence of exploits in games, and I'm always happy when they fix it, I'm not above using them, and I'm definitely going to use any sort of exploit that can give me an extra advantage in a game, because if you don't, then what's the point of playing a strategy game where the very nature of a strategy game really is to give yourself as much of an advantage as possible and build upon that advantage. So if I can do that through an exploit, which isn't really an exploit, but you do gain more influence than you could ever spend in the game, even if you're playing as Craxus, where you can use spells that cost influence. You're not going to be spending it all unless you plan on taking cities using 500 influence. And yeah, I didn't do that. I didn't need to do that because I had, you know, an army that could do that for me. And there's some other stuff that really gets changed. The AI is better in the respects of it actually upgrades its units. The upgrading system for the units is better, and the AI benefits a lot. I don't know if it's from the way that upgrades work in general, or if it's just a better AI, but the AI does have a tendency of having more armor, better equipment on its units, and so on and so forth. And there's also a bunch of interface upgrades that just make the game easier to understand, get into, and just more manageable. Beyond that, it's pretty much Fallen Enchantress. You will see a lot of things that you saw in this playthrough, and just improved and polished to a better level. So if this is something for you, like I said, I really recommend this game. It's fun on its own, or getting Legendary Heroes just to get the extra stuff and all of the improvements that come with the game. But that's about it for now. I am done with Fallen Enchantress. I'm looking forward to doing Legendary Heroes sometime in the future, hopefully in the near future, but not directly after doing this, because there are some other games that I would also like to record, and I've kind of done an entire series of Fallen Enchantress already. I can leave Legendary Heroes for a bit and come back to that. So I will see you in my next series, whichever game that may be. Until then, take care.